Bacteria grow. Bacteria do not grow and multiply the same way as animals or humans. They take in nutrients and reproduce by dividing. One bacteria splits and becomes two bacteria. Two become four, four become eight, and so on. Doubling can occur quickly if the conditions, enough nutrients, proper temperature, adequate moisture, etc., are suitable. Each type of bacteria has its own preferred conditions for growth. Under ideal conditions, many types of bacteria can double every 20 minutes. Potentially, one bacteria can multiply more than 30,000 to more than 30,000 in 5 hours and to more than 16 million in 8 hours. Controlling the conditions needed for growth is an effective way to control many bacterial food safety hazards. Here is a bacterial growth curve. When you start with one and then you get two and then you get, and over time, it goes really fast. Here's how you work this. You click the next button. Next. There we go. What do bacteria need to grow? Like all living things, bacteria need food, water, and the proper environment to live and grow. The food product itself supplies the food and water needed for bacterial growth. Most seafood products provide an abundance of food and water for growth. Actually, most food products do. The exact environmental requirements can vary from one type of bacteria to another. Most bacteria grow best within certain ranges of temperature and have specific requirements related to their need for air, the proper amount of water, acid, and salt. By controlling nutrients, water, temperature, and time, air, acidity, and salt, you can eliminate, control, or reduce the rate at which bacteria grow. Wow. So then it talks about spores, and there's some optional information if you'd like to learn more about specific things. There are some things to click on down here. I know you can't see the next button because it's below where we're reading. So sources of bacteria. So bacteria are found everywhere in the environment: air, soil, and water. Bacteria are on the outer surfaces in the digestive tract of all fish and shellfish. Processing plants and all the equipment and utensils in them are prime area for bacteria because of the abundance of nutrients and water. A big contributor for bacterial contamination are people, as bacteria are present on their skin, hands, hair, and in their respiratory and digestive tract. Good sanitation practices, including proper employee practices along with the use of high-quality raw materials, are used to minimize the potential for finished food products to become contaminated with bacteria. Processing procedures such as refrigeration, time or temperature controls, cooking, adding salt, and drying or removing water are used to minimize bacterial growth or to kill them altogether. So basically, these are some following examples of how bacteria can contaminate food. They can be naturally present on fish or shellfish when they're harvested. This goes for anything that was living, really. Also, bacteria from the plant are dirty food handling equipment, like if it didn't get washed, just like if you don't wash your dishes or utensils, if they're not properly cleaned and sanitized, they can contaminate your food too. Okay. Also, people can contaminate products because of their poor personal hygiene practices. So not washing their hands properly or using poor food handling practices. So wearing a mask, wearing gloves, hairnet, washing hands. So then this goes on to talk about how food poisoning can happen, how bacteria can make you sick. A foodborne infection occurs when the microorganism is ingested with the food. So like you eat the food, and then the organism establishes itself in the host body and multiplies. And since the infection is a consequence of growth in the body, the time from ingestion until symptoms occur is relatively long. The rest of this we really won't talk about in class.